That's opportunism, and there is no, not an opportunist that will deliver Nigeria. It will be a dedicated individual that has looked at this country, that has dedicated his life. The person will have gone to every local government. The person will have his own structure, not jumping on Labour Party. Labour Party is a socialist structure. Peter Obi is a capitalist.
Exactly.
Where are they going?
Well, Seun Kuti's interview did not only catch the attention of Peter Obi, it also caught the attention of the Independent National Electoral Commission, which took to its official Twitter handle to endorse Seun Kuti's comment by liking a post by online newspaper Premium Times with the headline, "Peter Obi, an opportunist, won't deliver Nigeria." The incident caused the commission to come under heavy criticism, with many accusing them of bias and being incapable of delivering a credible election. I mean, I thought that this was a huge mistake on the part of INEC by, allowing its official to handle, or whoever it is that liked that actual post by Premium Times. INEC has come out to say that they are investigating the matter, but it has caused a lot of uproar on social media, with a lot of Peter Obi's supporters being outraged. Dr. Abati.
Okay, I think the first thing to extract from this is the power of social media and how you use the social media, and for people to just be careful. Because when you like a particular comment on any of the social media platforms, it creates an impression of approval or endorsement. And that is why some people put a disclaimer there and say, likes do not necessarily translate into endorsement or approval of a particular view that has been expressed. However, in this particular case, you are dealing with the electoral umpire, the Independent National Electoral Commission, with emphasis on independent. So INEC is not expected to be seen to descend into the arena, to be making choices in terms of who they endorse, what view they endorse, partisan views, that is. In this particular case, Seun Kuti expressed a partisan view. He says Peter Obi is this, is that. And then I don't think it's an official policy of INEC to like that particular comment that was put on social media. All these agencies have social media handlers, all these boys that get paid 20,000 naira per month, and they get overexcited. They do a lot of havoc on Twitter. Even Twitter is complaining that some people tweet too much. And there are a lot of I do people out there who, instead of using their time constructively, spend their time on social media. There's a psychotic part of it. But that's not the subject you have brought here. So this social media handler made that mistake. And after the uproar, I think it is good that INEC responded by immediately removing that like, and by issuing a statement to say we're investigating, and that where any wrong has been done, they will sanction the person, and that INEC is completely neutral in the matter. So I think that reassurance is very important. What it means is that going forward, INEC has learned a lesson here that any small, push of the button can give a different impression. Absolutely. And INEC has to do his own house cleaning, talk to his social media team, not to get over enthusiastic or descend into the arena. Because INEC, like judges, is supposed to be impartial, to the very limits of the idea. The second thing about Seun Kuti is entitled to his own views, and he has established himself with a reputation as one of those illustrations that the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, as the true son of his father, as a radical musician, as an activist in the public sphere. And he can express whatever views he likes. But at the same time also, Peter Okoye, is also entitled to his own views. These are citizens, I'm sure both of them probably have PVCs. They can make their choices and say, this is who we want. The only appeal is that as we get closer to the election, you will have more of such quarrels. Husband and wife will quarrel. Father and son will quarrel. you hear some people, they say, I don't discuss politics in my house. Because if you go and discuss politics and your wife is on the other side, dinner is not assured for you. They may decide to starve you of food. So people should just moderate their enthusiasm. You can make your choice as a free citizen, but you should not degenerate to the level of personal abuse, conflict. And I keep saying it. How will people look at each other's faces after this election that people are beginning to take as war? Because this election will come and go, society will remain, citizens will remain, all of us will still live together. People should not take it as if they are embarking on a suicidal enterprise, you know, and killing everything in the process. I'm sure Seun Kuti and Peter Obi, I don't know who is older between the two of them, you know, they will find cause to reconcile, knowing that this is all politics.
I hope so, because what you call it, a vitro, was a lot on social media, because, you know, you were asking me earlier, Seun Kuti had also, you know, accused Peter Obi of waiting for his inauguration money. If Peter Obi wins, say he wants to perform on stage, and he even pulled up a video where P-Square were performing during Buhari's time, you know, saying maybe this is why Peter Okoye was supporting or is supporting Peter Obi. You know what Nigerians have done? They have pulled up tweets, Seun Kuti's tweets, back in 2015, where he thanked Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu for, you know, bringing in Buhari into power. So they're saying, you know, aren't you guys birds of the same feather? Well, that's a tweet right there.
So I'd like to say this. Please, concerning this Peter Okoye and Seun Kuti fight, calm things down. People should douse tension, please. I saw the chat where he espoused his views. Those are Seun Kuti's views. He has a right to his views. A lot of people say maybe he was too far-reaching to say somebody's an opportunist and all of that. You can say you don't believe in the person. Then that would trigger a lot of people. Seun Kuti should also expect that action and reaction are equal or opposite. People will react. People will say things. But going further to attack one another is not what we want. Because the politicians you are killing yourselves for don't care about you. And there's only one political class in this country. And they are all together, united. They can change their color today. They can change their style. You remember that game they play, change your style, another one, like they change party. And all of them have all changed parties at some point. So when they say be like that, and they're in a particular party, it doesn't mean that they will not say change your style after be like that. So currently, their be like that is in one political party, and they are fighting each other. But after be like that, in the game of change your style, you can say change your style again, and they will change, and they will align. So why you kill yourself or fight yourself or say all sorts of printable things? Both acts have done well. They've represented Nigeria in their own rights. Both of them should handshake each other and move on from all of this. They don't need all of this. We don't need all of this brouhaha. Because the most important thing is that Nigerians are suffering. And the suffering was caused by most of those politicians because of their selfish interests. So how can Nigerians unite and fight all of these political interests? And concerning the one that they are digging up each other's tweets, people are vacillating. All right? He could feel excited. A lot of people that are supporting Peter Obi today, they too felt excited when President Buhari came in. And that's what I keep telling Nigerians. Dr. Abati, I'm sure you understand. Goodluck Jonathan was the devil that time. Everybody said nobody can be, the devil said was better than Goodluck Jonathan. But now, the same person they touted as an hero then is now the villain. The question is, how do we move from leader to leader and Nigeria keeps getting worse? That's the question we should answer. So you can see it's not even about who gets voted in. It's about the structure that perpetuates corruption against the people. The same Jonathan they called a villain then. Some people already say, Jonathan was even better. The question is, with the other man that will be voted in, hope we are not going to say, oh, Buhari's time was even better. So that's what Nigerians should ask themselves. So it is the structure, the elite class structure that perpetuates Nigerians' suffering and penury that we should introspect and investigate so that the government can truly be for the common man in Nigeria. Because when fuel scarcity, hardship, chaos comes, it affects the common man first. The rich man is insulated. It is the poor man that feels it. It is the rich man that steals money. Rich man wasting money, they're not they see him face for crime fighter. Poor man wasting money, now they go see him face for crime fighter. So let's come together. We don't need all this fight. P Square and Seun, call yourself. I'm sure you have each other's number. Settle this once and for all. And tell your fans to down tension. We don't need all of this.
All right.
To give us a joint album.
Yes. I like that.
Joint album.
That would be nice.
That would be a banger.
By banger. You don't need all of this. Settle this thing.
I got that right? Banger. Well, all right. In another development, leaders of some Christian association in Lagos State have called for the removal of the resident electoral commissioner in the state, Seun Kuti, over a recent comment he made during a live television interview where he gave reasons as to why people in Okota, Oshodi, local government area of the state cannot get their permanent voter cards. Kuti had indicated that the reason for the cards being unavailable was because many of the voters were from the southeast part of the country. The leaders accused him of being complicit in a plan to disenfranchise Igbos in Lagos. This is coming as a video that went viral over the weekend showed an INEC official calling out Igbo names that were not found on the register at an Isolo INEC PVC collection center.
All these cards are not found. Just imagine, after staying here for hours, these cards are not found. Look at it. Not found. All of them not found.
Not found. What are we advised to do?
I have no idea. Just imagine. Not found.
Continue echoing, not found, so that
not found. All of them. Not found, exactly. We just confirmed it that all of them are not found. All the cats
not found.
So how many people can be encouraged to come out here tomorrow again? You see the frustration that they're giving Nigerians.
This is a big problem, INEC, because, you know, the collection date for PVCs have been closed. It's been closed since Sunday. And I know a lot of people, even our engineers here, have said that they had such a hard time collecting their PVCs. I don't know what you make about this actual call to remove this INEC individual. I don't know, you know, what he meant about those people are from the southeast part of the region. Does it mean that they should have gone to, you know, their state of origin to collect their PVCs? I mean, what do you make of that?
I think it's important that Mr. Seun Kuti, the resident electoral commissioner in Lagos State, comes out very quickly to clarify what it is exactly that he said. Now that a particular group led by a certain Dr. Bolaji Akinyemi, people tend to confuse him with the eminent professor, you know, but this is a different person, not the distinguished professor. You know, he has to offer us a clarification. What exactly did he say? Is he saying in one breath that if you register in a particular place, that's where you will get your PVC from? Because I've also seen a video of a lady saying if you type in into a system the first 4 numbers on your paper, you know, it will tell you where your PVC is.
That was Hilda Dokubo, the actress.
Yes. Oh, is it with that video?
Yes.
Okay. So if it is available, then you go there and you go and pick it up. Now, if you go to the wrong location, you may not get it. But look, INEC should have anticipated all of this, and that's why we've always been asking for public enlightenment, massive public enlightenment. That piece of enlightenment from Hilda Dokubo may have been used for a week ago, because now the collection of PVCs ended after 2 postponements on Sunday, on February 5. It ended on February 5. So a lot of people have been effectively disenfranchised as it is. The other leg of it that Agbaje has to address is the allegation by the group led by Akinyemi that is accusing some people of being immigrants in Lagos. No, under the constitution of Nigeria, no Nigerian citizen is an immigrant in any part of Nigeria. If you can live, thrive, marry, produce children, acquire property in any part of Nigeria.
Absolutely.
These are citizenship rights defined in Chapter 2, further codified in Chapter 4 of the Constitution of Nigeria. So if he said that, and they are claiming that he said it on television, he has to take his words back immediately, because there are no Nigerian citizens who are immigrants. The ones that are immigrants, in another story that I saw, are the foreigners that were told that Nigerian authorities intercepted with PVCs. What are those foreigners doing with PVCs?
Let me take that
So
story
it is
that
important
we can,
that Agbaje comes out very quickly to address himself. And those who are behind this Agbaje must go campaign should also, you know, be persuaded by better reason.
Right.
Because what that group is doing is to already establish doubt about the credibility of the electoral process in Lagos State and about the integrity of the resident electoral commissioner in Lagos State. So it's a matter that should be dealt with expeditiously. So Agbaje, if he has potato in his mouth, let him put it out immediately and speak and clarify his position.
He's invited here to come and clarify that, but I don't think that he actually said, you know, said that they were immigrants. I think that's what they're accusing him of. I'll take that story you discussed just now. In another development, the Nigerian Immigration Service on Wednesday announced that it seized 6,216 voter cards and Nigeria's national identity cards from foreigners in a clampdown across the country. The clampdown is one of the steps employed by the NIS to ensure that foreigners are not allowed to vote in the forthcoming election. The Controller General of the NIS, Issa Idris, in an interactive session, disclosed that the arrested foreigners caught with the two important documents reserved for only Nigerian citizens have been eased out of the country.
We have collected these national ID cards and voters cards. We have eased out the immigrants. Don't forget ECOWAS protocol allow movement. They are mostly from ECOWAS region. There is free movement of ECOWAS within the member states. So once you confiscate, you ease them out. And then we hand over to INEC and the NIMC, because they are not our documents. We hand over to INEC for them to delist their name from voters' cards, because they have already captured their names. And that's why NIS has always advocated for MIN, migrant registration number, instead of NIN for non-Nigerians. Non-Nigerians should carry MIN, migrant registration number. What you see MIN, you know it's not in Nigeria.
Yeah, Rufai, this is a serious issue.
I'm very, very sad this morning. And see, I think the immigration officer should not sit down there with that air of triumphalism, because in street parlance, this is bloody, saddening in the first place. That the fact that people can just come and get our voters card. How many voters card of other ECOWAS countries do I have? And this happened. So the question is, how much more people have those voters card that we don't even know of? And you want credible elections? In an election cycle, do you know that some senatorial seats, as much as 6,000 votes can tilt the person in the winner in some senatorial elections? So just get the 6,000. No, this is sad. Immigration must do better. People must be called to account. Concerning INEC, you see, one gift President Umar Musa Yar'Adua of blessed memory left for us was the Ways report. When he came in 2007, and he said, I know the elections that brought me in was fraught with irregularities. And please respect that man, even in his grave. For a Nigerian leader to have the boldness to say that, that's a man, an exceptional man, and I celebrate him today, President Umar Musa Yar'Adua. And that's why I set up the Uwais report. And they said, you know, break down this thing called INEC. INEC can't do everything, and that's what you're seeing. There must be an arm that does the logistical challenges. At some point, I even thought in my head, can NIPOS come in? Don't people have postal addresses? Can this thing be used by NIPOS to post to people's postal addresses? Because NIPOS is a logistic arm, and this is a logistical work to do. So can't they see this to a NIPOS? Can't we even start from people that have postal mail bags and their PVCs, once it's ready, can be dropped in their postal mail bags, and it can be used to make revenue for INEC, for NIPOS in the first place? And can't we even employ other bodies to be able to do logistics for us? so that we don't have all of this? And the question is, must we even converge at a point? Since the, what is it called, this barcode predominantly on it and picture on it, can't we also use send people directly? Can't even it be printed instantaneously on that day that you make the registration and everything, and they print the card and they get the barcode out and send it to the National Data Center, rather than people coming back and you print the card? So there are a lot of logistical nightmares that we can solve.
Yes.
But it goes back to the things written in the waste report.
Right.
So that the next election cycle, let's look at it. But if they can still extend it, it's best to extend, because a lot of Nigerians will
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know what the reason is. If people have PVCs and they cannot vote, they still have them in their offices.
We have to go.
Yes.
But the main point is that Nigerians are lamenting that they can't get PVCs.
Yes.
And we're being told that foreigners are getting the same PVCs.
Dr. But I have to say something.
That's the tragedy of our situation.
Festus Okoye was on our nightly news program, Newsnight, where he said that, you know, they cannot vouch that overvoting will not occur because it's a human element that will cause that overvoting. So this is a big problem too.
And then this is not an election for mercenaries.
Yes.
So people should not go and bring mercenaries from West Africa to come and vote. This is an election for the citizens of Nigeria.
Absolutely.
Even Nigerians in diaspora are saying they would love to be part of it, but foreigners, aliens, as they are otherwise known, are trying to vote. Thank you very much, Ojineka.
Well said, both of you. Thank you both for your great analysis, as always.